This is my 1984 Honda Goldwing Aspencade. I'm selling it right now, and here's some close-up information in case you want to see. So it runs really well. There's no mechanical problems. You can see it's cosmetically a little bit beat up, but it's old and it runs well. I mean, you can see some of the latches. Here's the dash. I'll start it up in a minute. So I have the got some stainless steel cables in there. The key works for everything. All these little keyholes all work with the same key. There's actually a CB radio in there which doesn't work. And the bike comes as you see it here. This, even though it's an Aspencade, I don't have the trunk piece or the engine guards that it usually had, which is around those cylinder heads over there. The tires are new. There's probably maybe less than 100 miles on these tires. That's a different taillight assembly than was original. It all works. This side over here. And there's the other side brake. You can see the paint is chipping a little bit on there. Same thing on here, little chips of paint coming off. This stuff I think used to be shiny, but it's not now. It has air shocks back here, if you can see. Those are not actually connected to this. This thing works, but I don't know. I mean, it pumps air. I don't know if it actually works though. It's connected to the front forks, so when you do the front, it might actually pump them up. But the back air shocks that I put in are manual. You would need to put air in with the little fitting, which is up in here somewhere. You can see there's little bits of rust in here. Those things are a little bit messy. Now the other day, actually, I saw something. When it was warming up, it started kind of smoking. So I looked under here and I found that the gear shift thing looks like it's leaking oil, and it's leaking down onto the exhaust pipe, which is making it smoke. So anyway, I looked online and found that I can replace that grease seal or that oil seal right in there. So I'm going to do that. So before anybody buys this, that'll be fixed. So there'll be no oil leaking underneath. But it doesn't leak very much, but it's just enough, and it leaks right onto the exhaust pipe, which you can see there. And then it makes a hideous stench when it's warming up and idle. Once you're riding, it burns that off and you don't smell it or see it anymore. I just changed the coolant also, so that's all good. And when I change that, I'll be changing the oil, so that'll make that clean. Here's a close-up of the brakes with the braided hydraulic fluid line. So you can see here's some more chipped paint on this housing thing. I just did that myself with that crinkle cut or crinkle paint, so that actually came out pretty good. Same thing with the exhaust. I painted that myself with some ceramic paint. Anyway, that's that. But the good news is this bike runs really well and it's very reliable. Here's inside of here. Comes with the cover right there, shop book, and also there's this boot thing. This is goes over here. I noticed at one point this rubber boot in here, if you can see it, this there's a crack in it right there. So I bought that boot to replace, but it's a little tricky to get in there. You have to take out the crankshaft and stuff or the drive shaft to get to it, and I just haven't gotten to that, and I don't know if it's that big of a deal. Anyway, but that's the bike, and let me start it up. It's a, oh, by the way, it's got a 4-carb system here. So it's all carburetor, you know, no fuel injection or anything like that. Here's the clutch. So usually when I start it for the first time, I'll have the clutch way open, put this thing on, make sure it's in neutral, start kill switch right there. Few seconds, you'll probably start seeing that smoke I was talking about. See the lights all work. That's going to be taken care of by the time I sell this. Kill switch. Key. Boom. All right, and that's it.